There we go. Good afternoon. This is Dennis Wilburn from the Active Trend Traders, and we've got David Grandy on the line also from All About Trends. David, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really great. Really great. Good week.
Yeah, it was an awesome week. I mean, it was just phenomenal with maybe the market's starting to do something different than what it's done over the last couple of weeks and shake off these doldrums. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, it was a very positive week, definitely. So we'll go through some of the things that the market may or may not be doing.
Okay, yeah, it's really interesting getting to do this program with um, and hey, I got a real quick question for you. Paramajit asked the question: what does wash, rinse, and repeat mean on your guys' newsletters, All About Trends? I know what you're talking
Um,
about, but I'll let you answer that.
it means that the market and stocks tend to, and patterns tend to repeat themselves, and like any time you read a success book, they talk about habits, and so it's just developing the habits of what to look for, how to trade it, wash, rinse, repeat. This is when we buy, this is when we sell, this is our risk, and and then that's just on the trading side, and then on the stock side, we tend to see things set up over and over and over again, and they tend to do the same things. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. I made the statement last week, Dave, about I continually marvel at how these patterns just repeat themselves, repeat themselves, repeat themselves, and and a lot of times what I find with a lot of the traders I work with is oftentimes they either want trading charts and stocks that don't have a repeatable pattern, because some stocks out there don't have they're just all over the board. They're really sloppy. But if one will just take the time to find those few stocks, good quality growth stocks, and occasionally some of the index ETFs that show repeatable patterns, those are things that's like money in the bank.
Right. Exactly.
So let's get going. I want to remind everybody that the materials we present here are for training purposes only, and the trader should always paper trade any new method prior to risking personal capital. I want to remind everybody on this Memorial Day weekend, just remember those who gave all for you. Never relinquish the freedom and liberty that they earned for us, no matter what. I know I spent 23 years in the Navy, and many of my, at that time, brothers in arms are no longer with us because they did pay the ultimate price. And the thing about it is just never sell your freedom for a piece of bread. And with that, I won't say any more. But looking at the S&P and the Dow, is it doing something different is the question I come away with moving into this long weekend. The NASDAQ did something different during the week, and so did the Russell. So I'm going to go over to the charts real quick. I know Dave's got some really fantastic things to show everybody with regards to some of the trades that they were in for the week. And so as we take a look here at the S&P, when I said they did something different, it did. It basically, well, we had 3 up days, good progressive up days in the S&P, and that's the first time that's happened in, oh gosh, 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. Well, we ended the session today right at just above the 1900 level, which is a pretty significant resistance level, and so we will see moving into next week. Will this shooting star formation that was in place about 2 weeks ago, will that hold, or will we bust on through and see the S&P move into a longer term uptrend, or just continue the uptrend? We've got a couple of things it can do from here, either pop up or put in a bearish type candlestick and or reversal pattern and reverse back down. Where is it likely to go? If it reverses back down, guess where? Right back down to the 50. If we breaks the 50, which it's been resilient on the 50, look how many times it's bumped off the 50 over the last couple of months. Once it broke out here back in April, we bounced once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and even this week. And so if one is trading the ETFs, those support bounces and then getting out when it hits resistance is a good strategy to use right now. Take a look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ. Well, last week as we were talking about the NASDAQ, it had been forming this nice little symmetric or close to symmetric triangle. This week we break out, and today it adds further distance, breaking and closing not only above the 50, but now also above the 100. So it looks like the momentum is shifting up. What it does when it gets back close to the original trend line off the old channel, that's anybody's guess, because oftentimes those old trend lines become resistance where we could bang our head there and fall back down. This purple line that I've drawn in here is actually a measurement of the projected movement that could come off of this breaking of the this triangle. And the way I got that number is basically, as I originally just drew it in here, from that high back down to the triangle, and that gives me a real nice projected from this breakout here of how far we could go. And if the NASDAQ does manage to rally on up and continue further up over the next few weeks and months, the projection is it'll run right back up into the resistance at its high for the year, about the 4350 level. And this technical technique of measuring your potential moves off of a triangle is used all the time by technical analysts just to give a rough projection of the minimum run that should be expected. Do you ever do that, Dave? I'm going to switch over to the Russell. Dave, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I don't know if you use that measurement technique or not, Dave, but it can be a very valuable procedure, and to get some idea of just where you're moving. And on the Russell, real quickly on the Russell is, what do we get this today? A break above the 200 and a close. It closed at the session's high. I've left in this big box up here, which is the magic fib box, which is the 38 to 62% retracement from this high over here down to this low over here. So move back up into that. Now that we've broken this, we need to be watching to see what happens when it gets either into the box, the price action, and or what it does if it hits the 50 that is coming down this way and almost paralleling this trend line. Like I said, good move today. We might want to question today's move. It was very powerful, but on long holiday weekends, there is a tendency for the market to move up. And so oftentimes we'll come back on Tuesday and all the momentum is dropped back out of the market, and we may fall back off. But we'll have to wait till Tuesday to find out about that. So what do you think, Dave?
That sounds good. Yeah, very thorough. Good job, as always.
And so, okay, folks, if you have any questions, you can start typing them in, or if you have any stocks you want us to take a look at later, you can type them in now, because I'm going to switch roles, and Dave's going to provide his part of today's Stock Talk.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Dennis. It's been a great week, and I'm just going to go through some of the stocks that made nice moves for us this week, and you know, again, we've been talking about these patterns for weeks now, and we got some really good follow through on them this week. So just a quick review. The biggest positive was the Nasdaq finally retook the 50-day. It's joining the S&P and the Dow as acting a lot more healthy. Are we going into some resistance here? Like Dennis said, we'll find out. I mean, I think we just saw a nice little holiday week run, so we'll see if we get some traction next week or if we get turned away. Great short-term profits, one of our best weeks in a while, and it was really great. So we're real happy about that. And then we still have more fun ahead. A lot more quality setups coming. So we've been talking about the 3 things, and all you need to know in the stock market is 3 things: uptrends and how to trade them, downtrends and how to trade them, and changes in trend patterns. And it was the change in trend pattern that was the big payer this week. Lots of stocks had hit double bottoms and then had made an initial rally and had formed a pullback off highs pattern, and then they triggered trades, and we took them. I'm just going to go through a few of them here. NetSuite, again, double bottom here, pulled back off highs, and then triggered a trade up into resistance. It was a nice 7.5% gain in 5 days for our subscribers. CNQR, same thing, double bottom, a move up, then a pullback, and then it took off and 4% gain in 5 days. Google, same thing, and that was another 4% gain. Amazon, a 3% gain. Just, you know, hitting and running on this stuff, you know, recognizing the patterns, knowing what to do with them, and then taking our profits as they trade up into resistance. And, you know, like I said, the fun's not over yet. We still have a couple current positions, and we're watching IACI very closely. We're just waiting for that one to show some oomph here, and we'll probably be taking that one as well. So I don't know what happened to my slide here. But we had, if you could see it, it would say we had, so far our subscribers are up $2,300 so far this month just from taking these quick hit and run trades. So it's been a really good month. Now, why did we lock in our gains? Because as you can see, the NASDAQ, even though it did get above the 50-day, it is trading up into a resistance level here. And it's, you know, short-term overbought. The same thing goes for the S&P. So, you know, for us, we like to take our profits when we have them, and you know, look for additional setups to redeploy that cash into. So, speaking of that, uptrends. That's the other pattern. So we talked about changes in trends. Now let's talk about uptrends. These are stocks that are in uptrends above the 50-day moving average, trading in you know, a nice range, then have pulled back very orderly to areas of support. And last week we talked about Athlon Energy. As you can see, it's in a clearly defined uptrend, trading really nicely within this channel, and a nice pullback off highs. And that one triggered as well, and had a really great week. So the patterns are there, and they work, and it's just all a matter of recognizing them and knowing how to trade them. As far as downtrends go, it's exact opposite of the pullback off highs. We're looking for stocks that have fallen through support and have rallied back off of their recent lows into an area of resistance. And Dennis has been talking recently about Tesla, and as you can see, it's, you know, in a clear downtrend here, and it's you know, broken through support and has formed a pullback off lows pattern up into resistance here at both the 50-day and its downtrend lines. So all that we're looking for here is a break of this channel to the downside to initiate a short sell trade. So what do we do now? It's a lot of fun again. We definitely have a lot of good setups here, and they're playing ball with us. So we're going to continue to identify those setups and profit from those setups. I don't like to make this webinar real promotional. I want it to be more educational and more interactive. But I do have to say, if you're ever going to take a look at our service, you got to do it this weekend, because on Tuesday we're going to be raising our prices from $29.99 to $49.99. But this weekend, and this weekend only, We're offering $19.99 for anybody who wants in. It's $19.99 per month for as long as you remain a subscriber. There's no long-term contract. It's just month to month. You can cancel anytime, and we're never going to offer this price again. So this is the time to do it. If you want to take advantage of that, just go to our website and sign up for our free newsletter, and then you'll get over the weekend a link to sign up for the $20 special. And again, it's just this weekend only. Sorry to be so promotional, but I just don't want you guys to miss out on it. I mean, for $20, for everything I just showed you and all the gains, you know, we just paid for many, many years of our service just from those trades alone. So I really encourage you to take a look at it. So with that said, that's about all I have.
David, you said a lot. No, I mean, it was very well said. I really love some of the trades that you guys worked on last week. Really phenomenal. We had basically a few. What I put out to our premium guys, premium subscribers, is income generating trades. Basically, that were primarily based on selling some puts on a couple of entities. Both. One of them was Monster Drinks. Has found some support, and we'll look at collecting that premium, or at least half that premium, before the end of next week. And the other one was one of my favorites, Green Mountain Coffee Roasters.
Mm-hmm. That one acted really well this week.
Yeah, and it's holding its support really well. And away we got a couple of questions that I have not totally answered, but one of the questions, David, is IBD scores the fundamentals. Do you both use? Do you guys both use the fundamentals that are provided in with IBD to evaluate our stocks and choose the stocks? And once we've chosen our stocks, are we primarily interested in just following the trend? And Dorothy, the answer to that question is yes. No, I'm just kidding. I look for stocks primarily in the IBD 50. You know, I keep a running list of everything that has appeared on the IBD 50 for a year. I can tell this has been a really funky year because the running list on my IBD that have stocks that have appeared on the IBD 50 typically tops out at about 125 for the year. This year we're already past like 160 stocks have actually appeared on the IBD 50, and I think part of that is due to the weakness in the market. Then I look at the sector leaders, I look at leaderboard to glean from that, and oftentimes it's just on the very first page daily of the investors.com page, where it's just stocks in the news, or stocks are being acquired heavily or sold heavily by institutions, and then I'll grade them fundamentally, and if they meet the fundamental standards of IBD, then I may put that onto my watch list. I do try to focus on stocks that also have good options, because I think that opens up some additional trading opportunities for the subscribers. Dave, what about you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, for us, we monitor IBD every day, and we like to trade those stocks because for us, a company is only as good as its stock, and we want, just because a stock is a good company fundamentally, we want the stocks that are going to make big moves up or down, because that's how we get paid. So IBD has the best fundamental analysis tools out there. So the stocks that are in the IBD 50 and in the other screens that they have are the superior fundamentals. But another nice thing about them, they're also stocks that do well. I mean, they move. Whether they lead the market higher and they lead the market lower. So, and that's exactly what we want to be focused on. So we let IBD do the fundamental analysis for us, and then we just look for the chart patterns and do what the charts tell us to do.
Yep. And so, Dorothy, I hope that answered your question. Dave, we will get to Netflix. Netflix is looking kind of exciting. A couple of other questions, David. Just want to double check my time here. A couple other questions. Is the Memorial Day special, is that being offered to existing subscribers?
Sorry, folks. It's just for new subscribers, just like DirecTV, has that their little special. I mean, I've been with DirecTV for 7 years. I'd love to get it at half price, but yeah, it's just a promo for new subscribers. I mean, our regular price right now is $30 a month, so it's a $10 difference. But after Tuesday, it's going to be a $30 difference, so it's a $360 savings per year.
Okay, and then somebody asked us, is there a link for the $19.99 a month, $19.99 a month special, Dave? And I would suppose you guys have a link for that.
Yeah. So if you are already on getting our newsletter, or if you're already getting our free newsletter, you'll get that link over the weekend. If you're not, then go there and sign up for it, and then you'll get the link sent to you over the weekend.
Okay, awesome. And then a few other comments saying, is there any potential of getting a combo deal with both All About Trends and the Active Trend Trading System? Speaking for myself, Dave, Harlan, and myself have not discussed anything about that, but that's interesting. Maybe something that the three of us need to chat about. If we bring value to the folks who listen, and I want to, and that's one thing I want to do, is just thank everybody for plugging in, because guys, this time of year, when the market does kind of sometimes go into its doldrum, all the enthusiasm that people start the beginning of the year with kind of wanes, and the people who get blown about by the breeze, kind of fall by the wayside. But you guys, you folks, have not, and so that tells me that you are plugged in. You want to become not just good traders, you want to become master traders and great at what you do. So that's one of the reasons why I keep doing what I do. And
Exactly.
so let's review let's review a couple of stocks. Arlen, I'm going to take you off mute, but I'll stop the recorder, and with just one last thing, folks. Remember, trade wisely, trade profitably.